Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. We have Giovanni Vinci, and we have him at 6-star bronze. So we're going to give a check out with a character preview. Let's bro. Vinci is a defensive technician. He's coming in with the modern era. No links yet with the Imperium in game, so I can't showcase any of that stuff. Hopefully one is going to be coming. It would only make sense. But as far as training ability goes, black moves start with 2 more MP, and bleed moves will do 65% more damage as a trainer. So that's an interesting move trainer combination, so liking that. For the strap, we are going to be using a set of Fury 2s as we do. I just had a anti-stun strap on there, so it's not going to add us or give us anything beyond the 80% that the Fury 2s are going to do, and this one I believe is actually at 28% as well. So that's what we're going to have. Extra gem damage. Since he doesn't do a whole ton of move damage, I decided not to put that on him. Put the heavy machinations, basic plate on him for now. So anytime we break 3 or more yellow, we'll get 3 green move points. And we've put the Kevin Owens show. Anytime you break 4 green gems, generate 10 random black gems. Just a way to try to get some extra gems on the board. If you have a chic plate, that would be something to think about and consider, but not necessarily for this moveset, so that's why we're going to do this one. First, this one is the Stunlock Supreme, the Triple S, even though that doesn't make Triple S. Stunlock Supreme, there we go. The SLS, we'll change the name of it. The SLS, the Stunlock Supreme moveset. So we're going to generate 36 random submission gems with the seated rear chin lock. Remaining gems are going to turn into immobile gems. The Spine Buster is going to increase our yellow MP by 6, so it's going to be ready basically every second turn. And last but not least, we are going to do the Imperial Bomb for Giovanni Vinci. And that's going to give us the bonus damage for every immobile gem. Now, in terms of our entourage, we're actually going to use Ludwig Kaiser. Because immobile gems will give 100% more damage. Yellow gems start with 1 more move point. You can also go with somebody who has +2 yellow MP, or if you have a higher Santa Hogan on the back end here that is +2 move points, then you can play around with this sort of a setup. But we want to get as much immobile gem damage as possible. Here is where you would actually use Powerhouse Hulkamania. But since I do not have him to give more immobile gem damage, then we're going to stick with LWO Eddie to give us the extra damage that we're looking for. All right, so let's take Giovanni Vinci on the road. We'll take him against his former, now Gunter, even though this is Walter's. This is before. This is Walter. This is before. We're going to play against Walter. Show him how he can one day turn on Imperium to defeat Gunter. I don't know, something of this nature. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this sub. 36 of them go down on the board for 3 turns. So we're going to do about 900k-ish damage. And then this is one of those subs where we have to get lucky depending on how many are left on the board. So 173k per, so it gives us about 4 million damage for this time. Again, the more you have on the board, the better for you. We fill up our sub again. Basically, the Stunlock Supreme, every time you do a sub, every time you do a turn, it's another sub, and it just keeps subbing. So this one's going to bring him closer, and now we have even more immobile gems on the board, so we are then able to do more damage. Last time was 4 million, this time was 5.5 million. Our sub goes up, and we hit another sub. So this is where the yellow Sublock Supreme moveset comes into play. You're basically never going to get hit because you're just going to sub every single turn. And depending on how many immobile gems are left after the sub is depending on how much move damage you're going to do. That one totally erases So you could put a yellow move damage medal on there, but with this one doing 180k and this one doing 160k damage for the yellow move, it's really not doing a ton. Now we got the whole board up, and he is defeated. Boom, boom. All right, let's go check out the next move set. Before we get off of this move set right here, did just want to mention how it is it will be an excellent boss battle moveset, especially because we were doing that extra bonus damage for immobile gems. So that's where this one would come in the most handy. All right, let's check out the next moveset. So our next moveset for Giovanni Vinci is going to be the Elevated Power Bomb. We're going to choose 10 it's a 10 MP. We're dealing 360k damage to choose 10 gems to make into yellow as you pin the opponent. So 10 into yellow. We're going to do the Rolling Fireman's Carry. We're going to choose a 6x1 area. We're going to turn that all into green gems when we break them. And last but not least, we have a hardcore move. So this is where you would probably get the extra bonus when going against a powerhouse in feuds or showdowns. It's going to increase our green gem damage by 140%, but it's just for one turn, which is my issue with it. But it does allow for a hardcore move. It's going to increase your green MP by 4. And so that's going to add some interesting dynamics maybe later. But in the triple green move set, it doesn't actually do too much for us since we are going to make a whole bunch of green gems this way at the end of it. So this is what we're going to run. If you have a Sheik plate, this is the build to put the Sheik plate on. It'll give you a whole bunch of extra damage. If you don't, then you don't. For the moveset itself, you're going to want to put a +2 MP for green moves to get yourself started on turn 1. If you have yourself Big Papa Pump, that comes with extra green gem damage. You got Steel to start with +4, Santa Hogan, as well as Lexi. Sexy Lexi on the back end. That way you can get an extra 12k damage. These are all 7 MP, so we would actually... so whatever sort of damage you could put over here would actually help as well. You know what? Let's take Santa Hogan out of here. We don't need him. We can actually put some more green gem damage back here. Let's find green gem damage. Let's take our time and green gem damage. Green gems and botch gems. That'll do just fine. Whoever you have for green gem damage, that's who we'll put there. So we're going to take a little bit of extra green gem damage on top of everything else. All right, let's go check it out against Walter Gunter again. And since we do have the hardcore move available, we are going against a powerhouse. We get to at least show how that's going to work. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put these snowfall gems at the top of the board. Regardless of where you put them, you will have one lane basically free, and that's where you're going to put the remainder of the finisher. This is going to increase our gem damage by 140%. It fills us back up to 4, and then the finisher is going to choose 10 of these gems. So you can basically go all the way down like so. You can also just make a row of them you would do it the other way. You would do a row like this to blow up everything over here, and then all of these can be yellow. Any way that you want to do it will blow up all of them. And we just hit for ourselves. And then the gem, that's hit for about 7.6 down to 6.4 million. You can see that afterwards, the ultimate plate went off and gave us some black gems for a little bit of extra damage. But 7.6, that's an easy turn 1 victory against most 6-star bronze. And so that would probably hit somewhere in the 10 to 12, I would say, million comes 6-star silver max. That's where I would project it to hit out at. All right, we got one last moveset. Let's go check it out. So the final moveset, I'm still having a trouble seeing where to use this and how to use this beyond a boss battle. Or if you cannot use green moves, then here you would use blue moves. But the blue moves only work really with each other. And your third move is just an extra move, and I'll show you why. This one is going to create 42 random submission moves, and the remaining of them are going to turn into botch gems. And that's important because nothing else that we do is botch except for the Brain Buster. So this is going to allow you to choose just one Juggernaut gem. So if you don't have yourself Goldberg, this is going to be a move set that isn't going to be as powerful or as fun as you want it to be. And that's why I think it's sort of just left out on its own. Because Goldberg, the striker Goldberg, would add another one to this. So you would have a 1+1, and those are terrible number ones. 2 = 2. You would make 2 of these each turn. They are 2-turn juggernauts, so you would put these down on turn 1, and then you would get the bonus of 134,134 for each botch gem. But because this is a juggernaut and we don't have a juggernaut trainer or coach to increase botch gem damage, that number stays static for us. At the end of the countdown, you get 7 more blue MP, which allows you to recycle this. So it's recyclable and it does damage. It needs Goldberg to have its most effectiveness. But because these are your only 2 blue moves and they interact with each other, you get to pick whatever other move you want to use. But that move has to be loaded separately because you don't create green or yellow in any other fashion. And so it just depends on what you want to use at that point. None of it really makes sort of sense with each other. And so that's why I'm not going to show you the gameplay of it. I think it's pretty straightforward, but it really, again, this seems like a boss battle build, right? This is for boss. Whenever you're going up against somebody with botch gems, he has a chance to do that. Or if it comes feud or showdown and you cannot use green or yellow gems, here's another moveset. Here's another moveset that you can use to at least make him relevant in that sense and not totally take him out of the game. So that's Giovanni Vinci. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you have any other suggestions for him. I'm always happy to hear those suggestions. He is the chase for the Winter of Wonder 2. Always give it the old like, share, and subscribe. That's the kind of stuff that helps the bro continue to make content. And I thank you for coming to class today. Brofessor out.